Hey guys, it's Landon with RH and On Point Workshops, and this is the second video I'm doing in a two-part series that just shows you how to set up a job GIS for a rural boundary survey, large rural boundary survey. So we've got a survey we're doing up in the Sierra Nevada mountains, foothills mountains area, and on the last video I showed you we had we organized the raster data, so we've got the USDA NAEP imagery in here. We've also got the Forest Service topo quad maps and the county parcel data. And then what we didn't have was our surveyed points, so our control points and our property corners. Property corner monuments. And so I tried to do that in another video, and I botched it so bad that I'm redoing it. So you can see I have the control loaded. So I have primary and secondary control there. And then I have the property corner monuments that we found. And if you open those, you should get some basic attributes. So I've got some basic attributes in there. So I want to show you how to do that in this video. So I think we'll just do the control. We don't need to do them both, but so I'm going to go ahead and remove these layers so you can see how we do this. And essentially, guys, what we want to do is we want to get a file that looks like this. So it's just a CSV file that we export out of, like, Trimble Business Center is what we use here. And we want to just get that into our QGIS project. Now, I will tell you, the first time I tried to do this video, QGIS had a hard time because I didn't have the trailing comma here in my CSV. Some files need that. Some programs need that trailing comma in your CSV file, and some don't. Apparently QGIS does. So I had a little trouble with that. So make sure that you add that trailing comma to your CSV. So let's just go ahead and get that imported. So you can bring in delimited data, what they call text delimited data, in a lot of different formats in QGIS. So we're going to go to the layer menu, add layer, and it's right here, add delimited text layer. That's what we want to do. We're going to go browse for that file. So I'm going to go to that job folder real quick. And we'll open that up. I'm being trigger happy there. Let's see, that's in field control network export. Okay, so I'm going to grab this latest control file here. Okay, now you do have to pay attention to these options here. So we're comma separated. We do not have field names in the record, so we want to leave that unchecked. We do want it to detect field types, so we leave that checked. We're going to import a point. We're not importing well-known text, so we're going to import a point. You got to tell it what's your X, Y, and Z. So my company, we use Northern Easting, so the X is actually field 3, the Y is field 2, the Z is field 4. Okay, and you can see down here it's auto-detected those formats. Okay. So I think that's all we need to do there. So let's go ahead and hit add and see what happens. Okay, so you can see it's added the points. They're a little bit hard to see, but they're there. Okay, and it just applied some default styling. Now, what I'm going to do, first thing I'm going to do is rename this. So I'm going to rename it to use our layer naming convention. So I'm going to call that point survey control. Okay, and then I'm going to add some attributes here. So I'm going to open the attribute table, and let's see, it won't let me edit this. Okay, I think I remember when you bring in this delimited file, it isn't going to let you edit. So you have to go to right click on the layer, export, save feature as, and we're going to save it as a GeoJSON file. And I'm just going to do that to my downloads. Now when you do this, it is going to create another layer. So then you can delete the layer that you imported. Okay, and now this we can actually edit. First I'm going to rename it. So for some reason it doesn't let you edit that delimited file. I don't know why. So we're going to go ahead and edit this now. And we'll pull up the attribute table. And then we're just going to add a field here. And we're going to call it type. And we're going to make it a text string, 50 characters. Okay, and then I'm going to just put either primary or secondary in here. Okay, so 1 to 3 are what we call primary control, and then 20 to 100 are secondary control, and you're going to see why I'm doing this in a minute. Okay, the other thing we want to do here is we want to rename our fields. Let's save those edits. Let's actually open up the layer properties. Then we can go to fields and it'll let us rename these. So this is point number, this is northing, this is easting, this is elevation, and this is description, and this, okay, so that's already set to type, so we're going to hit OK. So now when we open that attribute table, we should get a little better headers. So we've got some headers that actually make sense there, right? Okay. So now I can load the style that I made. So sorry, we're going to go to properties and we're going to say style load, and we're going to load from a file. So we're going to grab the RH survey control points QGIS style. We're going to say load, apply, OK. And then you can see what that's done is that's styled the points. Now for whatever reason, oh, you know what? It's because I had that column name a little bit different in the style. So that's why the point number should be showing up. So let me fix this. I think I called this point identifier. So that name has to be set right or the style doesn't work. Alright, so you can see as soon as I changed that to the right attribute name, my point number showed up. Okay, and you could follow the same basic process with the boundary points. Okay, so, but it's the same process, and you can get your survey data right into your survey point data right into your QGIS project. So there you go. Now we're set up, right? So I'll be able to show Danny how this works, and we'll be cooking with fire on this project in QGIS.